Okay, hear me out. So if I take this old saw blade and this old lawnmower blade, weld them together and make a knife out of it, that's 2 knives in one. That's double knife. The only thing that I'm worried about is that these 2 steels might be too similar that when they're welded together, you won't be able to see the 2 different steels. So this whole thing would be pointless. So I just need to cut a small piece off of each of these, and then we can etch them and compare to see if they're different enough to make Damascus. So let's figure out if this is even possible. Yeah, those are looking pretty much the same. I think I'm gonna do that. I'll do alternating layers with the nickel alloy. That will be nice and bright. And then a thin black layer, another bright layer, a thick black layer. Then it'll be alternating with those. I think that'll look pretty interesting, but we don't really know until the end. So let's try it. Okay, I got all the pieces ready now, and just so we all know what's going on, what we're going to do is alternate between white layers, then a thick black layer from the lawnmower blade, another white layer, then a thin black layer from the saw blade, and just keep alternating with that, and it should be pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna do a twist Damascus, which this is what that looks like. I'm a big fan of it. I think it'll look really cool. So let's get this welded up and make the Damascus. Okay, we got the billet welded up on a handle. I'm gonna spray it down with some WD-40. This helps stop any oxidation while welding it. Just spray it all on all sides, and now the floor is slippery. Nice. Okay. I need more slide. Is this a waste of WD-40? Yeah, it definitely is. But it's so mildly funny. Now that this is all welded up, we can slide this on into the forge and get this knife made. NANI?! It's twisting too much at the top. That kind of sucks. It should be fine. It should start. Yeah, that's becoming more even. Okay, I'll do another heat. Twist it from the bottom. That doesn't really make much of a difference, but oh, come on. I'll flip it over. Next heat. Okay, it's hot. Let's go for another heat. Another twist. Let's grab it right there. Okay. Okay. I want to make it really tight, because then when it's drawn out, it'll like loosen it up. So I want to make sure it's tight right now. I don't think it made any sense. Yeah, it looks good. I'll go with that. Alright, so I flattened this back out. I cut the end off, And now I need to grind out all of the little craters that the twisting put in. And then after the knife is ground a little bit, we should be able to take a little peek at the Damascus to see how the pattern is looking. So let's get grinding. Okay, I ripped off all of the forge scale, all that black oxidation with the angle grinder. And now I'll start belt grinding. First, I'll flatten off these two sides, get some reference with those, and then get the profile in since this is really rough. Then after that profile is looking good, we can heat treat this and get it hardened. This is about as far as I want to bring this profile. I want to leave the tip blunt like this, so that when I'm heat treating it, it's not overheating the tip while the rest of it's still cold. So now I'll shape the handle. This is the design that I drew for it. I don't think I have the width in this section, but I'll get as close as I can. I think it'll be close enough. It's fine. Okay, the heat treating on this blade is finished. You can see the kind of yellowy color that it gets from the tempering. So now I can start grinding the bevels. I'll get the edge to probably 0.010 of an inch. So I got this knife pretty well cleaned up. I ground the tip of my thumb off, and now I can grind the bevels I've been talking about. So I'm gonna put this like carbide file guide on it. It'll clamp on and help keep this section of the bevel really clean and even on both sides. So I'll get this actually lined up and come on. I'll get this lined up and clamped on, and then we can make this thing a knife instead of just a piece of steel. You need to get out of my way. You're blocking everything. Now that the grinding is all finished, I got the handle shaped how I like it. Now I need to hand sand this. Best way to hold a knife while hand sanding is to glue it on to a piece of wood. So I already have a bunch of hot glue laid onto it. and stick it on. Okay, I'm hand sanding this now, and you might notice I drilled a bunch of holes in the handle. The reason I did that is just to help move the balance point closer to the tip, and it's not gonna do anything structurally. So I'm just gonna be sitting here with some sandpaper and Windex for hours on end, getting out all the scratches. And it is just, what a wonderful time to be sitting here doing almost nothing for hours while your fingers are in pain. Okay, yeah, I don't need to record this whole thing. You get the idea. I'm just gonna be doing this for like a few more hours with different pieces of paper. Just use your imagination. I'm gonna do it somewhere where I can be comfy. All that hand sanding is worth it. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself. So I don't feel bad about all that hand sanding. But we can etch it now. This will expose the Damascus so we can actually see what we've been doing this whole time. And hopefully it'll look really good. I think it'll be cool. No matter what, Damascus always looks good. Let's just hope it wasn't kind of just a waste of time. Now that the knife is in the acid, we can have a talk about the handle. I'll use 2 different types of material for it. Actually 3 with the pins. Actually, there are 3 different materials in the blade too. That's kind of funny. Anyway, I'll use this Bacote. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bacote. I haven't used this wood before, but it looks like it'll make a really nice handle. And for the second piece, I'll use this canvas micarta. I've used this in a chef knife before, and I am excited to make this handle. I think it will turn out really nice. But anyway, we need to get the knife out of the acid. Okay, let's get this bad boy out of this. Ooh, okay, that looks really cool. Did I get acid on me? Yeah. Sweet. Ooh, you can't see it that well. You can't see it that well yet. Yeah, I don't think the camera is picking this up at all, but it gets really fine and it looks really nice. Oops, sorry. What we'll do is we'll buff it and that'll make it nice and shiny. We'll stick it in coffee and that'll give it a bunch of contrast. And then it should be looking really nice. You can, you can see the 2 different thicknesses of the saw blade and the lawnmower blade. You can see it. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love it. Now that the blade is taped up and protected, we can start working on the handle. So I need to cut the block in half into 2 scales to put on each side of the knife. Why does hardware always smell so bad? I'll drill some holes in the wood and the micarta to get them all lined up. And then getting that fit with that angle is going to be really important to get accurately. So I'm going to take my time with that, creep up to the final fit. And that fit and the very front of the handle is the only part that I need to worry about right now. And now the rest of the shaping of the handle, that I can do after it's already glued up, but I do need to get the very front of it done. I need a popsicle stick. I should put gloves on. Okay, that's lining up super well. I'm so happy with how close these are, and I'm making a mess. It's hopefully not going to break it. Okay, let's go to the vise. So the epoxy on the handle is cured. The handle isn't too comfortable yet, but after some shaping with a belt grinder, it'll be nice and comfy. Then I can do any finishing by hand with some sandpaper. And taking another look at the Damascus, it looks really cool. Being able to see the lawnmower blade and the saw blade is really unique. And being able to use those old rusty steels to make a knife like this is really cool. So let's get this finished up. Alright, this knife is sharpened. You can even shave. It's shaved off all 2 of my arm hairs. The very last thing I need to do is put in a little sharpening notch. This is an example. The little divot right at the bottom of the edge to help with sharpening. So I don't know why I wait till the end to do this. It's kind of spooky, but I'll put that notch in with the Dremel and just take it super slow, and hopefully I don't mess it up at the very last step. All right. I gotta say, I am super happy with this knife. You can see the saw blade and the lawnmower blade specifically. The fit up with the wood and the micarta is nice and tight. You can't see any gap. The pins, I think kind of are at the wrong spot, but it doesn't look too bad. It's a little off when you notice it, but if I just never said anything, you would have never noticed it, so I'll just shut up and bye.